What is up, everybody? All right, just did a nice warm-up tune to Wasp, and that was surprisingly emotional, so we're gonna change it up a bit. I have another request. This one wants to stay anonymous. However, Love Bites. I mean, I've been getting not just regular requests, but I'm pretty sure bots have been sending me these requests. So I started questioning if they were even a real band. So at some point, I did check them out. So I'm familiar with Love Bites. I understand it's a Japanese female group. I listened to it for a little bit. Immediately, of course, I got struck by the fact these ladies clearly know how to play instruments, because I took a little interest in the guitarists and I checked them out individually to see what they were capable of, and needless to say, I was impressed. So I do want to give this a proper listen. You know, I wasn't super sold on the vocal, which is why I never really revisited them. You know, power metal, you know, it's hit and miss for me, whatever. But, you know, we talked back and forth a little bit about the band, what he likes about them, things like that. So I asked him, you know, give me a good starter song to listen to. And I believe I've already heard Holy Wars, but he mentioned another one, which was, oddly enough, another Megadeth song, Set the World on Fire. But of course he told me they're not related to. It's just coincidental titling. So I want to give that a listen, and as you can see, a lot of reactors reacting to this, but we've never had anyone actually do a request until now. So an official request, you know what I mean. So what is the right version? I believe it's the one off their channel, right? 1 year ago, 800,000 views. That seems to be the one everyone's reacting to, so that's the one I'll react to. Let's see what it's about, man. Like I said, I'm familiar with the ladies. I know what they're capable of. The real question is, do I like the music? I appreciate they can play well, but can they write songs that hit me in the place where I like to be hit? Is this something I'll revisit? And mind you, I'm not being picky or anything. Please understand, not everything is for everybody, okay? Some people have specific genres that they like, sort of, and a lot. The ones that I like a lot, there's a lot of leeway for me there. You know, black metal, things like that, melodic death metal. There's a lot of bands that I like that may not be the best, but I still like them because they're in a genre that I like. When it comes to genres that are hit and miss for me, like, for example, power metal, which appears to be what these ladies are, it takes a little something special. So what that means is there might be some songs that I like, but it'll be like 1 or 2 or 3 or something like that, as opposed to me just liking everything that they do. Because for the genres that are not specific to what you like, you're gonna be pickier. This is how we all are. I guarantee you, any genre you don't like, even if it's something like country music, I can find you a song that you will like, okay? It's just that you're pickier because it's not the genre that you prefer. It just, you know, your brain waves, however it hits you, it just hits different, okay? That's all it is. So if I don't like this, it doesn't mean obviously they're not good, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter what I think when it comes to bands, because if they're successful, who gives a shit what anyone thinks? But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't hit me right, it's just because it's not in my genre, and it's just not something, it just doesn't land the way it lands for some other people, okay? In other words, don't get worked up about it, is what I'm saying. But damn, can these ladies play. So far, so good. Okay. This doesn't sound like power metal. Actually, I think you requested this because it gave you thrash vibes. I remember it now. Sorry about that. And it's definitely giving me thrash vibes.
Keep help me spell me
from 2021. All right, so musically, that was undeniable. Obviously, that was just some good, great fundamentals, great thrash, great playing. Damn, these girls are talented as fuck. But again, I already knew that. I did go to their individual YouTube channels to see, you know, them playing and stuff. The thing that I wasn't crazy about when I first heard them was the vocals. We got into X Japan about a year ago doing reactions. They're on our Patreon. I gotta set them up for YouTube. It's gonna take a while though, because they're intense, because we did a lot of songs. We did a deep dive. We even did a documentary. And Toshi, you know, I wasn't sold on his voice either at first, and then over time it started growing on me. There's something interesting about the tone, and I don't know. I wonder if that would happen here. I mean, it must have happened with others, you know. And again, like I was saying, it's not that it's a bad vocal. It's just not, I think, as strong as one would expect for the level of musicality that's going on within the song that I just heard, for example. What's another song that people are reacting to? Well, this gentleman says that this song is effing insane, and that is Stand and Deliver. Okay. Let's see. Stand and Deliver. Reactors seem to be going nuts. Let's join the fray. Let's go nuts. You want to go nuts? Let's go nuts. Is this with the new bassist? Right, that bass is nuts. Well, shit. I guess they're not all exaggerating.
Forget about everything I trust in you.
school vibe. Okay, the new bassist is clearly holding her own. I thought her vocals were much better there. This is obviously a studio version versus the live version, but yeah, it worked there. It worked there. I dug the energy. Their energy is great. Females, it's sad, but it's not common, you know? So to see a full band shredding it like this, just as good as not better than some men, you know? And it's like, people like that, so they latch onto it, and I get that. Take on top of that it's phenomenal, okay? The thing that I also like about this that makes it stand out is, you know, I'm not big on culture. And in Japan, you know, you notice there's a certain very repressive kind of culture that they've had there for a very long time. And, you know, studying, you know, ex-Japan and baby metal and how things come up, and I realized what it takes for people like that, like ex-Japan, for example, to do the visual kei and to really stand out in a culture where there is that level of art and beauty culturally, right? And fashion and art. And it's nice. You're meant to be polite and whatnot, but maybe a little too polite and a little too part of the group, where people do want to be individualistic, and it's very hard because, again, so many people, right? How do you stand out? So on top of this, where you have these ladies who did these very unusual things, you know, learning these guitars and these drums, things that wouldn't be considered typical, is what makes them stand out, right? It is special, and it is fun to watch, you know? I just realized I inadvertently did a brand new song. Okay. Good job, YouTube algorithm. But I'm glad to have compared them. So clearly, you know, they're saying that they're a power metal band is not completely accurate. I guess vocal-wise, you might say it's kind of like that, but playing-wise, I mean, it's quite thrashy, it's quite punky, they're clearly enjoying doing a varied variety, but I'm rambling. So anyway, it was good. Thank you for the request. Thank you for the recommendation. Finally, everyone who has been requesting this, along with the bots who have, like, and I know they're bots because it's like the same cut and paste request all the time. So I don't know what that's about. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. There's these bands that have these bots. It's weird. But the band themselves, bots aside, this is obviously a real band playing real music with real instruments. They know what the fuck they're doing, and they're amazing. So good job, ladies. Very entertaining to watch. With that, I thank you for joining me once again. Keep it metal. Love you all. Don't forget about the announcement that I said on Patreon. Starting in April or May, all new members to Patreon, regardless of tier, are going to be able to send me a request, okay? So watch for that announcement. And as always, keep it metal. I love you all. Bye.